Hi, it's James here with a review of what I consider to be a modern classic, the Breitling Colt Automatic II. This A17380 variant hits a real sweet spot in the used market, and honestly, it's one of those watches that really punches way above its weight. This watch comes from an era when Breitling really went all out with their engineering. They built these watches to an incredibly high standard, and the result is a timepiece that offers amazing value. I've owned this one since new, and I have no intention of ever selling it. While I'm partial to this blue dial version, this model also came in off-white and classic black, though I'd definitely go with one of the darker options. When you first pick up the Colt Automatic II, it just feels special. The 41mm stainless steel case has real presence on your wrist without being too much. At 12.4mm thick, it's actually quite reasonable for a dive watch, significantly slimmer than some of Breitling's chunkier offerings like the Steelfish. The case head alone weighs about 90 grams, giving it that classic Breitling heft that immediately tells you this is a serious watch. What's really striking is the finishing quality. The case is predominantly polished to a mirror finish, but it's not too gaudy. It's quite refined and purposeful. The contrast between the high polished case and the beautifully brushed bezel top is quite striking. The unidirectional bezel is pure Breitling. The clicks are crisp and precise, really satisfying to use. Even after nearly 2 decades, both the bezel and screw-down crown still feel rock solid. That's a real testament to Breitling's build quality from this period. There are even tiny details like the fine screws that are part of the bezel edge and a small engraved cursive B on the bezel side, touches that show they weren't cutting corners. The crown itself is oversized and deeply knurled, making it easy to grip and operate even with gloves, and features dual gaskets for extra security. It threads down with authority, helping to achieve that impressive 500-meter water resistance. The stunning dial is where this watch really comes alive. It's this dynamic blue that shifts from deep navy in low light to bright electric blue in the sun. The way it plays with light creates incredible depth on your wrist. The applied hour markers are highly polished and tipped with superluminova for excellent night visibility. The hands are perfectly proportioned for the 41mm case. Simple hour and minute hands are both heavily loomed for maximum legibility. The seconds hand has a subtle red tip that adds a nice pop of colour and enhances the tool watch vibe. The hand sweeps smoothly around the dial and the minute track is precisely printed with that classic railroad style design. Although there's a lot going on, the layout feels balanced and purposeful without being cluttered. One detail that really sets this generation apart is the contrasting grooves around the dial perimeter. It's subtle, but it adds visual interest and shows the level of finishing that went into these watches. A level of finishing rarely seen in this product category. On this generation Colt, the Breitling Wings logo is a white gold emblem that stands proud on the dial and catches the light beautifully. This adds to the premium feel, and a detail that current Breitling models sometimes simplify or print flat. The date window at 3 o'clock is well integrated with a subtle frame that maintains the dial's clean symmetry. The bracelet is the classic Breitling Professional 2 style, built to match the case's robustness. The links are solid, the construction is heavy duty, and it flows seamlessly into the case with perfectly integrated end links. Despite feeling substantial, it's surprisingly comfortable on the wrist, articulating well and distributing weight evenly. The flip-lock deployment clasp is secure and printed with the Breitling logo. I often get admiring comments specifically about the bracelet on this watch. Inside you'll find the Breitling Caliber 17, which is essentially a chronometer certified ETA 28242 base movement. While it's not an in-house movement, this is a proven workhorse that's been well refined. It's known for reliability, serviceability and accuracy, and it has chronometer certification. The automatic winding is smooth and efficient, and the power reserve of 42 hours is fine for daily wear. It's one of those movements that just keeps ticking without fuss, which is exactly what you want in a tool watch. What really makes this watch special is it sits in this sweet spot where Breitling engineering excellence meets accessible pricing on the used market. What you're getting is a watch that was genuinely over-engineered for its price point, built during a period when Breitling was at the absolute top of their game for tool watches. The level of finishing, the attention to detail, and the robust construction all point to a watch that was designed to last decades, not just look good in the showroom. The Breitling Colt Automatic II A17380 is, for me, a fantastic proposition on the used market. You're getting a genuinely over-engineered, incredibly robust and visually striking watch from when Breitling was firing on all cylinders. The stunning blue dial, with the iconic white gold wings logo and the sheer build quality make it an absolute pleasure to own and wear. It's one of those watches that reminds you why Breitling built their reputation on making instruments for professionals.